Hi, Misha here, and this is a quick Blackbox update. And it's me, so quick means it'll still probably be 10 or 15 minutes. But you might have noticed, maybe not, I haven't uploaded a video in about a week on this personal channel. But for those that follow the main Mishaco channel, I've been uploading steadily, so I knew that people knew I was fine. I just needed a week break. Several reasons. One, there was a lot going on at work and a little bit personal life stuff. Another thing, I had a few things on order from Black Friday that I was waiting to come in. Actually, the last one just came in today, so that's neat. So I have some new stuff to do video topics on. In fact, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, you'll see something different. Also, I'm drinking coffee because for once I'm actually recording this what is to me morning, i.e. 1 p.m. to you. I do like coffee. I didn't before I got married, but my wife kind of got me into it. But I was always a tea drinker. Many a pot of Earl Grey. And I like lemon tea in college a lot. And mint tea. I used to actually grow some plants in the backyard of our house. No, not those kinds of plants. Well, maybe those. But also catnip and mint. I used to just go pluck the mint leaves and make tea. But my wife's a coffee drinker, and when you start adulting, having to do things, coffee becomes, One thing for me, too, I've never liked sweet drinks. I like sour, bitter drinks, or just kind of soothing drinks. I've never had a thing for soda. When I was younger, a kid, teenager, I would drink at most one soda a day, sometimes one a week. I can't even remember the last time I had one. Literally years. Oh, and for those people that think kombucha is a modern kind of hippie drink or whatever, no, it's basically kvass, which is a Russian drink that I've known for, 20 years. It's really good. An actual real kvass kombucha would be just slightly alcoholic. Not majorly. Anywhere from 0.2% up to maybe 2% tops. But that's tops. So less than beer. But it's a very refreshing summer drink. There's actually kind of summer and winter kvass. But I digress. Let's see. Things I wanted to tell you. Yeah, mostly that, I'm fine. I'm good. I happen to have enough videos archived for the main channel, so I was able to keep publishing. Also because my cousin Fox has been pitching in a video now and again. That really helped. On this channel, I only had 1 or 2 archive videos. You saw one, the Imperial Officers. Actually, I also did one on the Shore Trooper updates, because I got the Shore Trooper from Andor, which may be my favorite. So that's in the archives. I just didn't feel like uploading it. Thought I'd do something a little different, mix it up a bit. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, I'm still kind of on the not really buying models thing, as far as the 1/72 scale. Part is I've already kind of got them all. Whenever I look at new ones, it's just either a new paint job, which, newsflash, isn't anything important to me, or at most you get a small variant of a different tail or a different ordnance loadout, which is cool, but that leads into the second. They're so expensive now. Even the quote-unquote cheap ones are $50. And I don't mean Corgi. I mean like D'Agostini or, that stuff. Basically the stuff based on the old IXO tooling, which was once $20. Corgis are $100 plus. Hobby Masters are $130 plus. If I was only getting into it, I might pay that. I certainly wouldn't buy as many. Maybe one example of each major fighter type. The last one I was super excited about and paid for was that MiG-19 I got for my birthday, the Farmer. Still totally stoked about it because it kind of wraps up my MiG set. That said, even though I thought it was an excellent example for Panzerkampf, like a lot of people commented, that brand has a very mixed rep. But that MiG-19 almost looks like it was once meant to be Caliber Wings tooling. I say that because it's all metal. but it uses magnets. And about the only other manufacturer of note I can think of that uses magnets for like the gear, the ordnance, all that stuff, Caliber Wings. And I know Caliber Wings had some financial troubles. I have to wonder if they sold that off to pay off debts. I don't know. Or maybe Panzer Kampf and Caliber Wings are actually this. You don't know because they're all made in China. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I was super stoked about that. But there and again, if it hadn't been my birthday, if it hadn't been like a totally new tooling for me, new mold, I would not have bought it because it was still $120 or something like that. That's ridiculous. I used to get MiG-21s, MiG-17s, MiG-15s from Hobby Master for $50 to $70, depending on the variant. I think the most I ever paid for any of those was like a special version of the MiG-21, which I paid $90 for because it was out of print, and then Aikens found it, in their warehouse. I'm like, screw it. I really want a recon version, so I did it. But yeah. Now, speaking of Hobby Master, for 2023, and speaking of also finishing out my MiG collection, I am ordering the MiG-31. I like the MiG-25, the Foxbat. I have like 4 of them, of all the variants. Super dope. But the MiG-31 takes the MiG-25 and just goes, here you go, hold my beer. So when that comes out, I will do that. Even though it'll probably be $150 because the MiG-25s now are nearly that. That's just where we're at today. But we can talk about finances later. I've got a full day to go ahead. I wish they would I'm really happy that Hobby Master has done the modern Sukhois. The SU-27 and its variants. I really like the SM, and they just released an SM2, the modern ones. They also do, of course, the 30 and the 33, the naval version, which is one of my favorites. The 34 with the fullback, awesome. And of course, they did the older 25s. And Caliber gave us the SU-24, really cool. But I'd love to see some older Sukhois, like the SU-7, SU-9. And at one time, Caliber said they were going to do those, at least some of them. But again, I don't know. There and again, though, the Caliber has restocked. And another brand that I thought I was almost dead that has kind of come back, Century Wings. Guys, check those guys out. They are expensive, but they do some cool things like the SR-71 Blackbird. Again, because of the price, I only own one of those. I'd like to get the NASA one, but again, I just can't justify having 2. But one's awesome. They're very closely related to Hobby Master. I think at one time they were either the same company or partnered, or they use different style stands, and I actually like the Century Wing stands more, generally speaking. But they do some neat stuff. They did the F8, as I've said, another favorite of mine. And they did the A7 and the A6, the Intruder. Anyone who read the book Flight of the Intruder back when they were young like I did, cool. But they've been out of print for a long time. They're back. And that is awesome. And they're actually doing variants of the A7, the D and the E. And I wish them the best of luck. I think they're the same quality as Hobby Master, but I will give Century Wings a little credit. They tend to give you more ordnance. When I bought my 2 F8s, they both came with just literally a whole sleeve of extra rocket pods, missiles, alternative missiles, 1 rack, 2 rack. And maybe it's just because I like the designs they picked. Nothing against like F4 Phantoms. I love them, but you kind of get tired of those and F-16s and F-14 Tomcats. Not that he'll hear this, but yeah, there you go, Captain Foley. I go onto his chats to devolve Star Trek talk into jet fighter talk, and it drives some people crazy. But something I'm passionate about, and a lot of people seem to like it too. He knows deep down the F-15 and the F-A-18 are better. He just won't admit it. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on in the model world. In the Eaglemoss world, the assets were sold off, and someone did buy the production stuff for Star Trek stuff, but I don't know how licensing rights, since those are officially licensed products, will work and convey. I think they will come back, probably better than ever, but I also think it could take 6 months to 2 years from now. That stuff takes time, especially to get over here. We'll see, though. But I'm happy, but I'm also not holding my breath and putting money back. I'm glad I grabbed my Hobby Masters, my Eaglemoss when I did. They're really neat little models. I just hope the price doesn't jump too much, because that's the thing. When I got into them, the little ones were $19. And if you got them on sale, they were even $15 or cheaper. And when Hobby Mass, I keep doing that. Haven't had enough of that coffee. When Eaglemoss finally went away, they were $24 and even $29 for the little ones. If they were like a, what did they call them? A bonus edition or a special edition. I'm not going to say that's too much, because who's to say what a value of $1 is? It certainly makes buying a lot difficult. I am super happy that they did finish their BSG collection. Although, if the new owner wants to try to pick up at issue 26 and do more BSG, I'm a buyer. What I've always thought they should do for BSG, I've said this before, I really like the scale, the size, the ships they picked. I think they said that, they're 8 to 11 inches. So good, hefty size, over half a foot. If you tried to do all the civilian ships and all the background ships in that size, it would get really expensive and sale numbers would go really low, because people want hero ships. But what I thought they could do is kind of take a page from the Shuttle Pack line in Star Trek. Now, the Shuttle Pack line, for the two people that don't know, because shuttles are smaller and kind of boxy and kind of a specialty thing, they released 4 at a time in a slightly smaller scale. Your regular Star Treks were 3 to 5 inches. These were typically 1.5 to 3 inches. So some of them are almost as big as some of the others. But anyway, they were a little smaller. And they came a little special difference. And they were expensive for what they were. They were like $100 for the set. But it came in a nice kind of collectible box. And you had lithographies and all that stuff. Yeah. I think they should do that in the BSG line for the kind of background ships. And you could buy little packs. Have this one have, say, Cloud9 and other things, or like the Demetrius, the sewage ship, basically. I think that'd be neat. And you could do however many packs you wanted, because there were, I think, 200 ships in that fleet, give or take. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? Politics are hopefully over. I actually said this in a different Blackbox that I recorded a couple of weeks ago, that the recording didn't turn out great, so I couldn't use it. I'm really happy the election wasn't hellfire and brimstone. Basically, I'm happy that we're not heading for another January 6th. No matter which side of the aisle you're on when it comes to that, I think you can agree that people were outraged and upset on both sides. That hurt me personally. I don't like to see, in a democracy, people are going to disagree in an argument. But it's one thing, and it's kind of like Thanksgiving with your family. There's going to be a fight. It's one thing when that fight is verbal. When punches start getting thrown or really bad words start getting said, that's a whole other level. And January 6th, either way you look at it, was that. Punches were thrown. Bad words were said. I'm happy the discourse after this election cycle, even if some people aren't happy on both sides, they've handled it, I know this is a shocker, like adults. People, handle your shit like adults. It's an election. Someone, by definition, is going to lose. Sorry, there are no participation trophies in elections. Stop it. Move along. But yeah, most people behaved really well, especially around here. Thanksgiving was actually peacefully quiet. I was ramping up for Christmas and New Year's. which we'll see how that goes. Trying to think if there's anything else major. Cats are all still doing good. Odie is growing up. He is no longer the smallest cat, although sometimes he doesn't know that. Sometimes he likes to crawl under the blankets at night. Well, most every night he likes going under the blankets, but sometimes he likes to lick the bottom of my foot in my sleep. It's as awful as it sounds, and you can't even get mad at him because he thinks he's being nice and giving you a nice old lick. I hate it. I should start like rubbing my feet with lemon juice before bed or something. That'd be fantastic. Vinegar, there you go. Make the sheets smell wonderful. Well, I thought today it's a rainy old day. I'm going to go record some videos for this channel, maybe one or two for the main one, but we're pretty well set up there. I will say on the main channel with Fox helping, we're going to be able to knock out some pretty cool stuff for Christmas and New Year's, and also we're doing the next Q&A on time. So if you're a Patreon over at Mishaco, Patreon blah blah blah, put in any questions, and they don't have to be gun questions. They can just be life questions, and we'll answer them on air. As far as I know, we can record it in December and probably publish it at the beginning of January. But we also have a New Year's special planned, so hopefully that turns out well. Also, I'm actually picking up doing some live streams with some other content creators because I think I figured out a way I can do it on my own. That's always kind of been the hurdle, is I need someone here to help me get onto a live stream. If I can do it myself, that'd be great. But I talked to 3 people yesterday that have been on me to do it, and we're going to experiment starting tonight with just some streams, see if I can get on. So I might start popping up a few places around town. We'll see. Just trying to be a little more active in the community. See how it goes. Call it a New Year's resolution a month ahead. I do have some new things I picked up, kind of delving into new things. The Black series is fun, and the Titanium and Hot Wheels. Oh, by the way, they released the next 4 in the Hot Wheels Select series, and I'm pretty happy. They did the Republic Gunship, one of my favorites. They did the Snow Speeder, which I get it. It's an iconic vehicle. I just have so many Snow Speeders. I may not pick that one up. One question for you guys. They released Jango Fett's ship. Is that just a repaint of Boba Fett's ships, i.e. Slave 1? Or is it actually different? Basically, should I pick it up or is it just a repaint? If it's a repaint, I don't need it. But the big one, and the one that gives me hope for the line, they did a Star Destroyer. So there'll be a review on that coming soon. And I'm hoping that means we will get a Mon Cal. And maybe actually a Venator. You know, in the last Hot Wheels Select video, I talked with a couple people in the comments about how cool a Venator would be. Another one I really want is an Acclimator. Because think about it. For whatever reason, whatever line you're in, the poor old Acclimator gets left behind. It's not acclimated. De Agostini didn't do one. Titanium didn't do one, and they went into deep beta canon. Hot Wheels has not done one. Why does that poor old Acclimator? I had to get like a game version. I forget what it was, which game version piece, just to fill the Acclimator-shaped hole in my collection. I'm not going to say it's a favorite ship of mine, but I think it's a very important ship because it's kind of the beginning of the Star Destroyer series. So maybe we'll get that. I'd also love to see a Super Star Destroyer, especially if they did like a deluxe version, even bigger. I'm not going to lie. These selects are already 5-6 inches. Give me a foot-long Super Star Destroyer. If it's detailed enough, I will give you Hobby Master money for it, especially if it's all metal. I'll give you $100 for a foot-long, highly detailed, highly accurate Super Star Destroyer. Heck, I'll even buy one of the Resurgent classes from the new series, because even though I have mixed on the sequels, some of the vessels in them, like the Thai Special Forces, and yeah, the Resurgent Star Destroyer, I kind of like. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you know. Nothing's ever perfectly good or perfectly bad. So I'm excited what's going forward. Holidays are going to be a little touch and go for a few weeks, so I don't know how much I'll get to publish on this channel. The main channel, Mishaco, I publish on the regular every 2 to 3 days because it's kind of work and I like doing it, I really do. This channel is my blowing off steam and for fun, so when I'm in the mood, I do it. When I am not in the mood, guess what? I don't do it. Oh, and if you made it this way in the video, sorry if the audio's off. I don't know. I'm just kind of recording it on the fly. I didn't get out my actually good mic and do all that, so you get what you get. But I just wanted to touch base and say I am good, and more videos coming soon. So with that, I think I'll let you go. If you could, you know the deal. Liking, sharing, subscribing, Patreoning really helps. This is Misha. Oh, and just one more thing. I bought a lightsaber. More on that to come.